Welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a little bit of a different video because we're going to be doing a grocery haul. If you have ever considered going animal-based or you want to go animal-based and you have no idea where to start, I'm going to take you through exactly what I've been doing this past week because I have gone animal-based for a week. It is for a video. You guys will see that next Sunday. But with that being said, we're going to go through Trader Joe's, Target, and Whole Foods, what you should be getting, what you shouldn't be getting. And honestly, calling it animal-based confuses a lot of people because it's more of like a carnivore diet while adding in fruit and honey, and that's about it. But I don't know. It's the name that Dr. Paul Salandino has coined, and I'm just going with it. You have to wait till next week's video to find out what exactly I think about this diet. But let's just get into it. Okay, so like I said, this diet is more of a natural diet. Basically, all you're supposed to be eating is things that are one ingredient straight from the earth, excluding vegetables. The first thing that we're gonna get into is the things that you should not be eating. So we're gonna just get into this, and we're gonna get into this real quick because the things you should not be eating is a lot more than the things you should be eating, which is very sad. Honestly, there are moments when you get very discouraged because when you walk into the grocery store, any grocery store, majority of the times, the things that you should not be eating are gonna be in the middle section. You know, stay outside of the middle part of the grocery store and you should be okay. Keep your blinders on, just go straight for the meat, the dairy, the fruit, and the honey. Wow, okay, we're done with the video. There we go. No, but for real, on this diet, you should not be eating vegetables, which is wild, right? Ever since you were a child, veggies have been something that is looked upon as a necessity. Your parents have told you that you can't get up from the dining room table until you finish your veggies, until you finish that broccoli on your plate. We don't eat veggies on the animal-based diet. That is completely cut. Lettuce, broccoli, carrots, anything of that nature that you would see in the veggie aisle, peppers, onions, no white potatoes, no garlic, no celery. A lot of lettuces like kale, which are supposed to be a superfood. Things like that are completely cut out of the diet. They are classified as high toxin items. We stay away from those, and then we get into the more obvious things where you should not be eating any baked goods from any of these stores, which if you're going to Trader Joe's, you gotta stay away again from those middle sections because those are the sections that have everything you see on TikTok, that you see on YouTube, everybody trying things, saying that they're so delicious that you will literally not be able to go another day without trying this. You can't try that. No, cut. Throw that idea away because those are also things that should not be consumed on the animal-based diet. Now, if you're really into diet sodas or even just sodas in general, those are another item that is not allowed on the animal-based diet because they're processed. They are considered fake, high toxins, not good for the body. What you realize while you're shopping for this diet is that it is very minimal. You are minimalistically shopping. It might make shopping a lot easier for you because you're in and out, but it also might make shopping more of a chore. Until you get used to a diet like this, there are going to be times when you have temptations. I can tell you for a fact, this past week, I've had so many temptations that I've had to just walk away from. It is rough, very rough. I enjoyed salads. I can't eat a salad. When did you ever think that you'd hear someone say you can't eat a salad? That's just wild, right? If I was a little child again, I would have been ecstatic to hear that. I actually would have thrown a party, someone telling me that I can't eat my vegetables. As a grown adult, I actually really do enjoy vegetables. I like to feel healthy, but again, there's just a lot of things that you shouldn't be eating. I'm going to tell you exactly what you should be eating. These things carry over to a lot of other grocery stores. I know in Florida there's Publix and that's not everywhere. So if you have something that is local to you, just make sure that you're looking for key items or key words as you go through the grocery stores. So let's actually get into what we can eat because it is slim. When I first found out about this diet and I knew I was going to try it out, I got a little bit nervous because I am a person who needs sweet treats. It is something that is super necessary for me to be able to function throughout the day, regardless if I'm cutting or bulking. So the good thing about this diet is that you are allowed to have honey, you're allowed to have dates, you're allowed to have maple syrup. Regardless of where you're buying it from, Trader Joe's, Whole Foods, or Target, you want to look for raw and locally sourced honey if you can. More raw honey than anything. Locally sourced might be a little bit more difficult to find. You want to also look for organic maple syrup if they do have that. And then for dates, I ended up getting the Costco Medjool dates just because the packs are insanely good, where the dates are extremely soft and buttery and delicious, but you have to go with Medjool dates because those are the best. So those three things were an absolute elite savior for this diet. Moving on from that, the next food source that you're allowed to eat is something that if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I stay away from it because my stomach cannot handle it, and that is dairy products, raw dairy. Dr. Paul Salandino is a big advocate for raw dairy. I, on the other hand, didn't really want to try it out this week because since I was trying this out for the first time, I wanted to just incorporate things I knew that would sit well with my stomach, just to be able to give a good analysis of the diet without being biased, because let's say my stomach didn't react well to the dairy products. If you can find raw milk, which is very difficult to find in most places, if not, a lot of grocery stores like Trader Joe's and Whole Foods and Target all have kefir, which is probably the next best option if you are looking to get something as close as you can to raw milk. Which also brings into the next topic of raw butter. Raw butter is also something that he recommends. I couldn't find any raw butter, so I just bought some pasture raised butter from Vital Farms. And then the last thing is raw cheese, things like raw Parmesan cheese. I actually was able to eat this week and I really did enjoy it. It was the first time I've ever had raw Parmesan like this. Whole Foods, Trader Joe's has it as well, but I was kicked out of Trader Joe's from filming before I could get a clip of it. Target doesn't have the best cheese option if you are looking for healthier cheese options. They have all of the bagged processed cheese. You can probably find something that is a little healthier in that section, but if you do have another store that is available, I would definitely recommend checking that out. So now we can move into probably what I've been eating the most and snacking on throughout the day is fruit. Fruit is something that is really big on this diet. This is a difference between carnivore and animal based, and this is the reason why I would not do carnivore, is because on carnivore diet you're not allowed to eat any fruit or carbs. On this diet you're allowed to eat fruit. It doesn't matter what fruit you are eating. The only thing you want to make sure is that when you do buy the fruit, that if you have the ability to do it, buy organic, especially when it comes to raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, things, any type of berry. You're going to want to try your best to get it organic, strictly because they use a lot more pesticides and chemicals to harvest and farm those types of fruits rather than some of these other fruits. Also, if you are able to get organic bananas, anything that you can get organic is probably ideal. But here's the thing, in my opinion, I think if you are making the healthier choice to go with these options rather than eating processed foods, if you aren't able to get the organic ones because they are a lot more expensive, then I think, I'm not a doctor, but I would say that it's probably better than nothing. Now, there are some other options of non-sweet fruit, and that includes avocado, olives, pumpkin, things that you don't actually think are fruit, squash, zucchini, and cucumbers. Those are also great options. Just try to make sure that you don't eat the seeds with them. So if you can, cut the seeds out and then just consume the fruit by itself. This week, I have been loving strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, watermelon. Mango is something that I really do enjoy. I can't always find the best one, so I didn't really try this week. But that's it for fruit. And you're going to see as we go through this video, you can get majority of this stuff from everywhere you go, any grocery store that you go to. I am just giving you the guide on what you should be looking for. Now, when it comes to oils, you can use avocado oil, coconut oil, and olive oil, but they aren't the best to cook with, strictly because I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say I know the exact science, but when you cook them at high heat, it does have the tendency to break down some of the nutrients inside of it. It isn't the best option if you're trying to cook with it. The better option is either butter or ghee, and I have been using butter majority of the week. I have just kind of stayed away from olive oil and avocado oil. Honestly, I really do enjoy cooking with butter. It tastes really good. It tastes extremely good, actually. But now to protein. This is probably the easiest one to go about because it is pretty simple. The only thing you want to look for is 100% grass-fed. Now, I know that it might be more difficult to find that in some grocery stores, but the crazy thing is that they do have it in Target. I was very surprised to see that they have 100% grass-fed ground beef in Target. The other different cuts of meat, like steaks, they didn't have any grass-fed. It was more natural. So again, it really is your discretion to choose those options. This week, I have been really enjoying ground bison, which I didn't think I was gonna like. I genuinely thought it was gonna be a little bit too gamey, kind of gross. It was delicious. I'm probably gonna choose ground bison over ground meat now. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. It was that good. When it comes to steaks, again, as long as it is 100% grass-fed or pasture raised, while still trying to get your protein goal and hit around your calories or stay in calories, you're probably gonna wanna have some sort of chicken. That's the reason why I don't follow Dr. Paul Saladino to a T. His version is very strict. And for me, as somebody who is just trying to live life, not have to think way too much all the time, I like to eat chicken. I enjoy eating chicken. It also helps me hit my protein goal a little bit easier. And not having protein powders this week, it has made it a lot easier to do that. Just making sure that I get pasture raised chicken is what I was looking for when I went to the grocery store. And that was it. Bacon is okay. I stayed away from pork bacon. I did more turkey bacon. I was trying to find beef bacon, but they literally have it nowhere. It's like a rare commodity. I have no idea. I guess not a lot of people enjoy it, or it's just, I don't know. Can't tell you, couldn't find it, but if I could have, I would have gotten beef bacon this week. I heard it's a really great option. It is really important that you do hit some sort of protein goal, and I would recommend 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. This is something that was very difficult for me in the beginning of the week. You can't have protein powder, you can't have any protein bars. Any of those processed proteins are not going to be as healthy or beneficial for you on this diet. I'm not saying that they don't have their place, but for this diet, they are not allowed. That was very difficult for me because I rely on at least one protein shake a day to help me hit my protein goal. When it comes to fish, I didn't really eat fish this week as well, so I didn't really get any clips of it. You want to make sure that it's wild caught fish. Now, lastly, what I did enjoy this week, and I enjoyed a lot, and I know it's not the most animal-based Dr. Paul Salandino approved item, but I did get these honey mamas and they were delicious. They were all natural ingredients, very clean truffle bar. It just made it a little bit more enjoyable, and I did make sure every ingredient inside was all natural. It was sweetened with honey, so there was no added sugars other than that. It just made the week a little bit more enjoyable. I feel like if you are going to stick with this diet long term, you have to find little things that make it a little bit more enjoyable for yourself. Other than that, a lot of items to season with and to cook with, it really is up to your discretion because they're classified as medium toxin items. Things like rosemary, thyme, basil, oregano, dill, mint, and parsley are all going to be classified as medium toxins. I didn't use them this week. I just used salt and a little bit of coconut aminos because that is also considered medium toxin, is coconut based, and there was no added sugars. You just gotta, do what makes you happy at the end of the day. That was what I got this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. Stay tuned for next week's video because it is going to be the full week of me eating the animal-based diet, and I will give you my full opinion on it and how it affected my body. I'm really excited for you guys to see that. And then also, before you go, this Wednesday, Young LA is having a drop on July 10th. They are also doing 25% their whole website. Absolutely crazy. If you've ever wanted to get something from Young LA, it is probably the best time to get it on Wednesday, July 10th, because it is going to be the best priced, honestly. And I hope that you guys would use code ZACA. I always appreciate the support, regardless of how little or how big it is. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I hope you guys are having a great day whenever and wherever you're watching this from, and I'll see you in the next one.